Is this correct or not correct? The car was purchased for $1,200. Go to 0, the year 0, the very beginning. This is when it was purchased right here. That's 14,000, not 1,200. That's wrong. The value decreases by 1,200 each year. This one will be, you will have to check the rise over run. So we'll pass it for now and look at the other ones. The value increases by 1,200 per year. The value is decreasing because this line is going down. It's not increasing. It sees out. The car has no value after 3 years. Go to year 3, which is here, and go up to the line, see where its value is. Here, the value is at 10,000, so it does have value. That is not correct, which leaves the only correct one to be B, and it should go down 1,200 per year. And if you look at the rise over run, it goes 1 year here, and it goes down somewhere between 2,000, because 14,000 minus 12,000 is 2,000. But it's just a little bit less than. It stops here. It doesn't go all the way down to 2,000. It goes about here. So 1,200 would work as the slope. Looking for the true statement that applies to all three of these. The first one, they have y-intercepts of 0, 4. If you put in 0 for x, you should get 4 every time. That will be the y-intercept, 0, 4, and then for each of these three, it will be 0, 4, A. And the x-intercepts are at 4, 0. Let's pick this one to look at first. Y equals x plus 4. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0, and then solve for x. Here, x is equal to negative 4, not positive 4. That means the x-intercept is not 4, 0. They are quadratic functions. This one's quadratic because it has x squared. But the middle one, this is linear. So they are not all quadratic. D, they are linear functions. Only one of them is linear. That means they are not all linear. D is not the answer, which leaves A as the best. And 46, it's looking for range, which is y. And then look at the graph here. Look at only at the y-axis right here. Don't bother with these numbers. The highest point right here is at 35, and the lowest, not here. It looks to be, but this one is also part of the graph, and this one is actually the lowest one at 0. So your y is somewhere in between 0 and 35. Look for the answer choice that shows that. That would be D. This is y. Y is in between 0 and 35. It wants the correct table from this equation. The best way to do that is to go to the calculator and then go to y equals, type in equation here, this equation, type in y equals, then go to second graph and look at the table on the calculator. The one that matches the table on the calculator would be the correct one. In this case, -2, -22. Let's see. And to check, just pick a point. The positive numbers are easy to work with, 1 and 2. Use this equation here and substitute in for x, 1, and you should get 2 for y. I'll substitute x in and then see what I get. It's -2 plus 6 minus 2. That will be 4 minus 2, that will be 2. When I plug in 1 for x, I get 2 for y. That is correct here. This one is correct. Okay. Use these 2 points. Find the slope. From 3 to -1, it goes down 4, and then from 2 to 4, it goes up 2. The rise over the run is -4 over 2, that is equal to -2. Y will be equal to negative 2x plus b. To find b, I pick one of these points. I'll pick 2, 3, and then substitute 3 for y and 2 for x, because here's x, here's y. And then see what b is. 3 equals negative 4 plus b. Add 4 on both sides. I get b equals 7. My equation will use y equals the slope, negative 2x, and then the y-intercept, 7. The slope is negative 2, the y-intercept is 7. Look at your answer choices. That's not correct. That's not correct. Remember, it has to look like this. So, check these out. Change these to slope-intercept form. I'm going to go ahead and do A, because I have 2y equals negative 4x plus 14. All I did was move this 4x to this side. When I do that, it becomes a negative 4x. Then divide everything by 2. I get y equals negative 2x plus 7. And that just looks just like this one right here. This one is the correct one. A. And the next question, what is the solution set for the equation y equals x squared plus 3x plus 5? If you know how to factor, now would be a good time. If not, just use the calculator and go to second graph. After you put in this equation and y equals, go to second graph and then see which of these points has an x value and then 0 next to it. But here I'm going to factor this. 4 can be factored into positive 1 and positive 4. No, that does not work. That doesn't give me 3x. So if I'm having trouble factoring, I can try quadratic formula, which is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. b is 3, so it should be negative 3 plus or minus the square root of b again is 3 squared minus 4 times a is 1 right here, and then c is 4 over 2 times 1. A is 1. So negative 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 16. Well, here, there's a problem right there. You can't take the square root of a negative number. 9 minus 16 would be negative 7. You can't take the square root of a negative number without, and getting involved with the imaginary numbers. So far, none of these will work. That means there are no solutions. I'm just going to rewrite the 2 points they gave me in the problem down here so I can work with them. Here they have letters and then numbers. I'm going to go ahead and pick a number for k, so I don't have to work with these letters anymore. I can just deal with all numbers. An easy one to pick is just 1. Therefore, 2k is 2 times 1. That's 2. K is just 1. 3k would be 3 times 1, which is 3. 4k would be 4 times 1, 4. And now I have a set of points that do not have any more letters. Just use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Or you can draw a table right here, a mini table, and then find the difference. 4 minus 1 is 3, and the difference over here, 3 minus 2 is 1. The slope will be 3 over 1. In other words, the slope is 3, and that will be answer choice A. Okay, try to visualize a graph. Now let's set this as apples on the bottom and then grades on the left. As you eat more apples, do your grades improve? For the most part, the data would be all over the place. So that will be no trend. Generally, no trend. Number 52, Michael is M years old. His sister Janet is J years old. Which statement best describes the inequality M is greater than or equal to J plus 5? This is Michael, and this is Janet. So Michael is Janet plus 5. That means he's probably older than Janet by 5 years. Look at this one. 5 years, not 5 times as old. That doesn't fit. Michael is at least 5 years older. Yes. Janet is at least 5 times. No, Michael is the older one. No. C and D are wrong. B is the one. $614 miles in 25 miles per gallon, and then 614 miles, this should be MI, miles in 29 miles per gallon. Let me check. We'll tell you how many gallons it'll take. 614 divided by 25 is about 24.56. 614 divided by 29 is about 21.17. This is your range right here. The gallons of gas will be in between this range. And 21 is outside the range, 23 would be inside the range, 25 is outside, 29 is outside. B. 54. This is the rate, in other words, slope. Sales tax and price are your variables. To determine the dependent, create a statement. Something depends on something. Fill in these blanks right here. What depends on what? The one that goes here will be the dependent variable. In this case, sales tax, the amount of sales tax, depends on the price of the item bought. Sales tax depends on price. This one right here is the dependent sales tax. That's not the sales tax rate, the sales tax, the amount of sales tax.